Well, sometimes you have to resort to the secondary to get the bottle that you've been looking for. Luckily, there are some bottles that are worth secondary prices. Let's get into it. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Brad's Bourbon Reviews. I'm Brad, and today we're going to go through some bottles that I personally think are worth seeking out on the secondary. Secondary is controversial, but I will say, when you need something that you can't find, like I was able to find the Jack Daniel's before and after set, it can be beneficial. It all depends on making sure you don't get scammed, which I may have a story about coming up on another episode. It all comes down to that and making sure you're not overspending. Like, there's one thing to buy something on the secondary, and there's another thing to get completely ripped off on the secondary. The bottles like the Pappy Van Winkles and the super highly allocated things are always going to be there for crazy money, but there are some ones that are findable and reasonably priced, especially out in the wild compared to things I've seen. And today we're going to talk about ones that I think are worth buying on the secondary for the right price. Let's go ahead and get into it. These are in no particular order. First up is E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof. I love this bottle. This is batch 11, and I really do love this bottle. I think it's one of the best things that Buffalo Trace puts out. I have batch 11 and batch 12. This bottle is interesting because I see it now on the secondary for around $350 to $450, which is still crazy because the bottle really only retails, I think, at like $75, $80, something like that. I've bought them at retail for around that price. Lingers around $350. Now, this one is so good, and it's really difficult to find. So I feel like this is one of the ones that for the price and how hard it actually is to get a bottle on it, that the price is not that bad. Plus, it has gone down dramatically. I remember the first time I looked up at E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof, they're going for like $1,100. Also, when I refer to the secondary, I'm usually talking about these like trading Facebook groups. I'm sure if you typed in E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof on Google, you'll see something for like an absurd amount of money, but you can get them on the secondary for less than that. But this one is just a really solid bottle. So if you have the money to spend on it and you want a solid bottle for a special occasion, this is one to go for, and I would say the most I would spend probably would be around $350 for one. I think they're just that solid. I like it that much. Moving on to the next one. I'm going to do these two as a set like I always do anytime I bring up these bottles. Jack Daniel's 10-year and 12-year. The secondary prices for these are so reasonable. I was able to get a Jack Daniel's 10-year batch 1 for $150 shipped. That's crazy. I see these for around $300 in stores when I do see them. I have never seen them at a retail store unless I bought them that were at retail. Every time I ever see them, they are like crazy expensive and way more than secondary. So this is one of those times where like a secondary Facebook group or a secondary, trading page can get you something that's really good for not a lot of money. I mean, like it's crazy how much these go for out in the wild versus what they actually go for on the secondary. They're retail like $75 and $95, I think. So it should not cost $400 for either one of these. But if you can get these for like $150 to even $250, I would do it. I'm telling you, I'm gonna go on a buying spree of Jack Daniel's 10-year batch 2 once I open this one, because I only have 3 or 4 of these left now, and I need more of them. I love them that much. If you can find these, not $400, but up to like, I would say $200 to $250 would be what I'd be comfortable spending on these. These are absolutely worth getting your hands on the secondary if you can. On to the next one here. This is a bottle that has another one that's like really fallen in price. This is the Weller Antique 107. This is my favorite out of the Weller lineup. I really, really like 107. There's just beautiful fruit notes on this. It's unbelievably delicious. It's by far my favorite. I like this over Foolproof. I would pick this over Foolproof all day if they were sitting side by side on the shelf. I just love everything about it. I think it's like one of those perfect bourbons. And this bottle has really gone down in price as well. This is another one when I first started getting bourbon. These were $400 or $500. I saw them in Kentucky for $250, even $300 in some cases. But now you can find them for like $90. Like, they're not expensive at all. So for $90, I'd buy this all day. And that's, again, with some of these Facebook groups, that's going to include shipping. So it's really not that bad. This bottle, in my opinion, is absolutely worth paying secondary prices for. It's absolutely delicious. Now, again, don't spend $400, $500, $600 on it. But I think if you spend $90 on it, you're not doing too bad. I think it's probably a pretty good price to pay for this bottle. Moving on to the next one. Next on the list is Old Fitz 10-year bottled and bond, the decanter bottle. First off, the juice is just incredible, right? The juice is absolutely incredible in this bottle. It's really, really solid. Great wheater bourbon. Big fan of this one. But obviously, people love this bottle for the bottle. People use this as like a decanter, which I totally understand. I actually think it'd be kind of cool if you took the tags off of this and, like, you know, soaked it in water and let all of the stickiness come off, and you just used it as a straight up decanter. I think that'd be really, really cool. But the combination of this mixed with the rarity of it and the bottle design is like a perfect swirl for this to make sense in the secondary. And these have fallen crazy off. There is a store in Orlando right now. You can walk in on iDrive and see this exact bottle for $1,100. These go for around $350 on the secondary now. Crazy fall off for this bottle, and it's amazing. And they retail at $150. It's absolutely worth secondary price. It's good. And my last one here, I think you can only get this on secondary pretty much unless you go to Japan. It's Wild Turkey 12 year. I love this bottle so much. I paid $200 for this bottle. I would pay $200 for this bottle again. Got this through an auction in the UK. Bourbon doesn't get much better than this. It just gets different. It didn't win my 12-year competition, but I mean, you put Jack Daniels in front of me, I'm going to pick it. I have a bias towards Jack Daniels, just straight up. So that's why it didn't win. But this bottle is absolutely phenomenal. This is 100% worth secondary prices. If you can ever get your hands on this, do it. I don't even know what retail is on these. It's probably $100, so you're paying double. But unless you can afford a trip to Japan and fly it back for yourself, it's way cheaper to do it this way. Plus, if you get this bottle, you're gonna absolutely love this bottle. Like, there's nothing in here that's nothing short of delicious. So, well, there you have it. 6 bourbons that I personally think are worth paying secondary prices for. Notice, as much as I love George T. Stack, as much as I love the Van Winkle lineup, those didn't make because those just go for insane money. These are all relatively affordable. I think the most expensive one was $300. Maybe $350 if you're doing the H. Taylor, but all relatively affordable. I'm not saying $350 is affordable. I'm saying compared to a $1,500 bottle of Pappy Van Winkle 15, it is affordable. So comment down below. Let me know what bottles you would pay secondary prices for. I'm always curious to hear what you guys have to say. So chime in the comments, leave a comment down below. If we can get to 2,500 subscribers by the end of this year, I have a 3-bottle giveaway we're going to do. So make sure you leave a like and subscribe. I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, cheers.